Imagine unboxing Apple's next big thing and immediately noticing something you can't quite name. It looks familiar, but cleaner, tighter, more refined. Today, we're breaking down how the iPhone 18 Pro Max is shaping up to outclass the iPhone 17 Pro, and if you stick with me to the end, I'll give you a simple decision framework to know whether you should upgrade or wait. Quick note before we dive in, everything here is based on early reports, credible leaks, and industry chatter. Apple can change details right up to launch, but the overall direction is crystal clear. Incremental improvements that stack into a noticeably better experience. Let's start where you look first, the screen. The dynamic island is rumored to shrink for the first time in years, giving you more usable display without changing the size you love. It's a subtle step toward a future with a true punch-hole, bezel-less look, but even this small reduction matters. Think of it like getting back a tiny strip of skyline on a city view. More room for movies, maps, stats, and status icons. Face ID should still be there, just hidden better, with Apple reportedly saving full under-display Face ID for a later model. You won't brag about the measurement. You'll just feel the difference every time you glance at it. Flip the phone over and you'll notice a new vibe. The MagSafe zone is expected to lean into Apple's design confidence with a matte, translucent finish circling the magnetic area. It's not loud, it's deliberate. That subtle depth effect turns a functional ring into a quiet signature. Accessories click on as usual, but now the back tells a story. This is a premium tool with purpose. It's the kind of detail that separates another Pro iPhone from, this one looks special. Cameras are where the 18 Pro Max could pull away. The headline is a variable aperture on the 48-megapixel main sensor. Translation: the lens can physically open wider to drink in light at night, or close down to keep more of the scene in focus during the day. Picture this. At a dim dinner, you open the aperture for brighter, cleaner shots with less noise. At a sunlit overlook, you stop it down to keep both your friend and the mountains razor sharp. Videographers get more control over motion blur and highlights without juggling as many settings. On the 17 Pro, you make compromises. On the 18 Pro Max, you choose your look. It's a pro-level tool that casual users will feel instantly. Under the hood, the A20 Pro chip is rumored to debut on a bleeding-edge 2-nanometer process. That's not just marketing, it's physics. Smaller transistors mean more performance per watt, which usually means cooler temps, smoother sustained speed, and longer battery life for the same workload. Whether you're rendering a 4K timeline, gaming on max settings, or using on-device AI features, this should feel sturdier and snappier. Expect faster photo processing, more stable frame rates, and smarter features that happen instantly, not after a beat. If you push your phone, you'll feel the ceiling lift. Connectivity is getting a brain transplant too. Reports say Apple is moving to its own C2 modem with mmWave 5G in the US and a focus on signal reliability. That matters in the real world. Busy stadiums, crowded downtowns, concrete-heavy offices, and road trips across patchy coverage. Fewer dropouts, quicker handoffs between bands, and smarter power use all add up. It's the difference between waiting for bars and forgetting bars exist. If you've ever tried to upload a clip from a packed arena or FaceTime from a basement and watch the quality crumble, this might be the quiet upgrade you love most. Then there's the new camera control. Not just a button, the reports point to a pressure-sensitive, force-detecting shutter. Light press to lock focus, firmer press to shoot. Press and hold to roll video. Vary pressure to ramp zoom smoothly. Maybe even map actions in pro modes. It's tactile, precise, and so much faster than swiping on glass. Photographers know, a great shutter changes your rhythm. For everyone else, it just makes taking the perfect shot easier on the first try. The form factor? Expect the same highly usable 6.3-inch and expansive 6.9-inch displays for Pro and Pro Max, trimmed into slightly thinner bodies. Materials are likely to stay premium and familiar, with Apple refining edges, weight balance, and coatings rather than reinventing the chassis. This is Apple's playbook. Keep what works, perfect what doesn't, shave grams and microns, and let the feel in hand sell the story. Day 1 to day 100, it should still feel new. So what does all of that mean in your day-to-day? Imagine this, you're on a coast-to-coast flight. Before takeoff, you shoot a quick airport montage. The variable aperture gives you crisp shots under harsh lights. You board, switch to airplane mode, edit 4K clips, and the A20 Pro stays cool enough that you don't throttle halfway through. You land, step into a wall of people trying to stream and text, and the C2 modem locks in fast without dancing between bands. Later that night, A dim rooftop shot that would have been mushy on an older phone comes out bright and clean, with real detail in the shadows. And through all that, the phone feels thinner, the screen feels bigger, and you never thought about it. You just used it. Now let's answer the question you're really here for. Who should wait for the iPhone 18 Pro Max? If you shoot a lot, family, travel, content, sports, the variable aperture plus the pressure-sensitive shutter is a serious step up. If you live or work where coverage is unpredictable, or you're in crowded networks often, think stadiums, universities, downtowns, the new modem could be a quiet lifesaver. If you game or edit video on mobile, the 2nm chip's efficiency and sustained performance will feel like freedom. And if you care about the long arc of design, the reduced island sets the stage for a cleaner future, small but meaningful. Who might be fine staying on the iPhone 17 Pro? If you're happy with your photos, don't push the phone hard, and your signal is solid where you live, the 17 Pro is still a powerhouse. Apple's whole strategy is that any Pro iPhone is great. The 18 Pro Max is the better version of that great. Cleaner display cutout, more camera control, smoother power, smarter connections, and a touch of new design on the back. A few rapid-fire notes to keep expectations real. Under-display Face ID is rumored for a later generation, not this one. Battery life improvements will likely come from efficiency wins rather than a huge battery jump. The look won't be radically different. Apple's aiming for refined, not reinvented. And while the release window tends to be September, exact details are always Apple's secret until keynote day. Here's my bottom line. The iPhone 18 Pro Max isn't about one giant headline. It's about a full-stack upgrade that feels premium every time you use it. A smaller island that makes the screen breathe. A camera that adapts to you, not the other way around. A chip that lets you go harder, longer. A modem that just works in the places where phones usually stumble. And a new shutter control that turns capturing a moment into something that feels intentional and immediate. If you want the absolutely best Pro iPhone experience and you can wait, the 18 Pro Max is shaping up to be worth it. If you'd rather save and your 17 Pro does everything you need, you're still in a fantastic place. Either way, you win. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want the latest Apple news, leaks, and hands-on impressions the moment they drop, tap subscribe and join us here at Science and Knowledge. Drop a comment with the one feature you're most excited about, and tell me if you're team upgrade or team hold. Thanks for watching, stay blessed, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.